Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we'll be making this granny square pattern to make a beautiful granny square crop top, and I'll be making use of 5 colors. The first color is the white, followed by pink, mustard, orange and lilac yarn with a 3.5 mm hook. So start by making your magic circle. Insert your crochet hook and pull out a loop. Then chain 3, DC, 2 DCs to make it 3 DCs. Your chain 3 represents 1 DC, then 2 DCs to make it 3 DCs. Chain 2, 3 DC again in the circle. Chain 2, 3 DC again. Chain 2, 3 DC again to make it 4 3 DCs. Then chain 2. Close up your circle and slip stitch in the next 3 stitches below. So this is the first round. Go in with the second color. So change your color to pink now and chain 3. Remember, chain 3 represents 1 DC. 2 DC again. Now we have 3 DCs. Chain 2, 3 DC in the same chain 2 space. In the same space. Cut off the starting color, which is white. Chain 1 and repeat the same thing here for the 4 corners. This is the first corner, second corner, third corner and the fourth corner. So you'll be making 3 DCs, chain 2 3 DCs in the corners. Chain 2, then 3 DC. Followed by chain 1, 3 DC, chain 2, 3 DC. Finally chain 1, 3 DC, chain 2, 3 DC. Now chain 1 and slip stitch in the next 3 stitches. This is the first slip stitch, second slip stitch and the third slip stitch. For the third round, change your color to mustard or your preferred color. Single crochet, then chain 3. Make 2 DCs, 2 more DCs to make a 3 DC. Chain 2, 3 DCs in the same space. So we have the same thing here for this round. Then move on by making chain 1 and only 3 DC in this chain 1 space. Then the next space is going to be you chain 1 and you make 3 DC chain 2 3 DCs. Followed by chain 1 and 3 DC only in the chain 1 in your chain 1 space. So basically this is how it continues to increase your 3 DC chain, so 3 DCs in your 4 corners, 1 2 3 4, followed by only 3 DC in your chain 1 spaces. So anywhere you see chain 1 space, just make sure you're making only 3 DCs. Then the corners carries 3 DC chain to 3 DCs. So you keep doing that for round 3. As you go on, your project increases in size. For round 4, change into your next color, single crochet and chain 3. 2 DCs, to make it 3 DCs, chain 2, 3 DC in the same space, because that's our first corner, right? That's our first corner. And I already said only the corners carry only the corner carries only the corners carries 3 DC chain to 3 DCs. Only the corners. The rest carries only 3 DCs. A single 3 DC. So chain 1 and make your 3 DC in your chain 1 space. Chain 1 again. You can see we have another single we have another chain 1 space. So make 3 DCs. So you can see there's an increase now. We have only one 3 DC here. Now we've moved on to 2. So by itself it increases. By the time you move on to the 5th round, you see that you have 3 DCs. I'll show you now once I'm done with this corner. So chain 1 and 3 DC, you make another increase. Since we are working on the corners now, 3 DC, chain 2, 3 DC. Chain 1. So continue repeating this pattern for round 4. And that's how you do your round 5, round 6, round 7, round 8. That's if you're making a bigger project. Ending my 4th round, I'll slip stitch in the next 3 stitches to start another round, which is my final round. So just keep repeating this pattern for your 5th round. And the 5th round is I use the lilac for the 5th round. This is what you should have by the end of your 5th round. So make one more of this square to make it 3 squares in total. These are my 3 squares already, and this is the 3rd one. I'm going to chain 3 now. 1 2 3. Pick up the 2nd square and single crochet, chain 3, make sure it's not twisted, chain 3, move on to the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 3, move on to the upper square, this square here, and the chain 1 space, single crochet again, chain 3, then the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 3 again, the next chain 1 space in the upper square, and single crochet, chain 3 again, to the lower square, single crochet, chain 3, to the upper square, single crochet, chain 3, to the lower square, single crochet, and chain 3 to the upper square, to single crochet, chain 3 to the lower square, single crochet, and you chain 1, then you cut off your yarn. Now we have our squares joined. So I'm going to join the last square. The last square will be placed here. Slip knots. So you pass your yarn into the chain 2 space and single crochet, chain 3. Okay, you already have 3 stitches. Chain 3, then pick up the last square, the third square, and you do the same thing, single crochet in the corner as well of the corner of the last square, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 1 space below, in the below square, in the square below, chain 3, single crochet in the upper square, chain 3, single crochet in the lower square, chain 3, single crochet in the upper square. You know, we are working inside the chain 1 spaces, chain 3 again, single crochet in the lower square, chain 3, single crochet in the upper square, chain 3, single crochet in the lower square, chain 3 in the upper square, chain 3, single crochet in the last square here, the last corner here for the lower square, chain 3, and single crochet in the last corner of the last square, chain 1, and cut off your yarn. Now we have our squares joined. You can see how beautiful it looks. Now I'm just going to make a border. Make a single crochet here, I'll be working my single crochets below or under the stitches here and not inside. So I'll be working single crochets, 1 single crochet in the stitches below, also in the chain 1 space. So work 1 single crochet around the body of the top like so. When I get here, I'll be making just one single crochet to close it up a bit, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet. So keep working 1 single crochet for all the body to line your project, all of it. So this is what it's looking like now. You can see it's more neater, it's neater compared to the way it was looking before. We are making the adjustable strap. Okay, so pass your yarn into the chain 2 space here. We already made single crochet, so but then you can still see that's our chain 2 space. Go in again to make a single crochet to make it firm, and then chain 300. So you do the same thing here as well. Then you pass the rope to the back. This is what it looks like after adding the straps. Pass your adjustable rope across the back. Do the same for the other strap. To weave in your ends and trim it. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you have a question, please drop your questions in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next. Bye.
Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we'll be making these shorts, and the materials needed are your white yarn. You can use any yarn of your preference. I'll be making use of this white yarn, 4mm hook, stitch marker, scissors, and your tape rule, and also a little bit of this colorful yarns to complete the shorts. Starting with our white yarn, slip knot and make 60 chains. Measure your chain, and that gives us 18 inches. So we'll be making the front separately and the back separately. Now skip one and HDC in the chains. You continue to make one HDC in the chains. This is the first row. Pick up your stitch marker and insert your stitch marker in the middle. To do that, count 29 stitches here and also 29 stitches here. On the 30th stitch, you place your stitch marker. And that's where we'll be making our increase. For row 2, chain 1, HDC in the same stitch as your chain 1. HDC all the way till you get to your stitch marker. At this point where there's a stitch marker, make one HDC, chain 1, one HDC in the same space, and continue with only one HDC. Place back your stitch marker in your chain 1 space in the middle, and continue to make one HDC for the rest of row 2. For row 3, chain 1 and HDC in the same stitch as chain 1. Now repeat row 2 for row 3 until you have 17 rows. Just make sure you make one HDC in the stitches, and when you get to this middle point, you make one HDC, chain 1, one HDC, and you proceed with just one HDCs. Now I have 17 rows here already. Make another copy to make it 2. This is the first panel and this is the second panel, and the next thing to do is to make the crotch. To do that, you pick one panel, you work with any of the panels. This is the midpoint. Count 3 stitches backwards. 1, 2, 3. Insert your crochet hook and work single crochets inside. So that's three single crochets. Then in the middle you make one single crochet, and in the next 3 stitches you make single crochets. And in total that should be 7 single crochets. So turn your work and single crochet in the first stitch, then in the next 6 stitches. So you continue to do this till you have 8 rows of single crochet. Now I have 8 rows of single crochet and I'm going to join it with the other panel. So make sure that it's rightly placed, then count 3 stitches backwards. Pass your yarn through the stitch. In the same stitch, work your single crochet. Make sure the crotch part and the second panel is placed together. Then work your single crochets into the mid section of the crotch and also the panel. So continue working single crochet for the next 3 stitches. And this is the last stitch. Single crochet, chain 1, cut off your yarn. Okay, so now that both panels are joined, you can go ahead to remove your stitch marker. Then proceed to the tie section. For the first round, you are going to make use of white color. So we'll be working 1 HDCs into the stitches round the tie. Start working from here. Chain 1 in the same space. Work HDCs into the stitches, not the upper stitch right here, but below it. So work your stitches, work your HDCs into the stitches below. I'm at the crotch section now, so I'm going to work 1 HDCs into the stitches as well. So continue working HDCs. We'll be changing our color to pink for the next round. Single crochet to make a frame, then in the same space work your HDC. So continue working 1 HDCs all round. Now for the next 4 rounds, work your other colors. Then you repeat the same thing you did here for the other side. For the upper part, we are going to make a rib pattern, making use of front post DC and back post DC. So to do that, front post DC, like so. It's just your normal DC, but then you'll be passing it from the front. That's the front post DC, then back post DC. I'm going to do another front post DC. So you push it up, then you work your DC for the front post DC, and for the back, you push your stitch, your HDC to the back, and then you work your DC. For your front post DC, you push your stitch to the front, work your DC, and for the back, you push it to the back, your stitch to the back, and work your DCs. This is the first row of my front post DC and back post DC. So I'm going to make the second row now. So front post DC, just keep following the pattern. You see that the next one is back, so work back. You work your back post DC. The next is front, you work your front. The next is back. You can see at the back, you work your back post DC. The next is front. So that's how you continue to work your front and back post DC. Then you chain 1 and cut off your yarn. You also repeat the same thing. You also repeat the same thing for the other panel. 2 rows of front post DC and back post DC. This is what it looks like now for the front and the back for both sides. This is it. This is the first ties. The first tie, this is the second tie section, and then the ribbon pattern, front post DC, back post DC, 2 rows of the pattern for the front and also for the back panel. Now we'll move on to making the adjustable ropes. We'll be passing across the sides. For the adjustable rope, make 250 chains. This is my 200 chains. I have 2 of this, and this is my 250. The 250 chains will be for this part, for the ribbon pattern, and the 200 chains will be for the sides. You can decide to weave in your ends before passing the ropes, or you can pass the rope first before weaving in your ends. For the purpose of this video, I'll be passing the rope first, and I'll be starting from this point. That's the point where I started my front post DC and back post DC. So make sure it's of the same length, at least almost the same length. Okay. Then cross it and pass it onto the next. You skip 2 rows, and in the third row you pass your adjustable rope into it. Do the same thing for the other side. Then repeat the same process. Skip 2 stitches. And the next stitch, you pass your adjustable rope. You do that also for the other side. So you continue to repeat this pattern. You continue to repeat this process till you get to the end of the shorts. Past the adjustable rows for this side, I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So here we have it. And finally, we are going to pass the rope for the waistline. I'm starting at the middle. So insert your crochet hook into the top front post DC. You insert your crochet hook and pass your rope into the DCs like so. So to connect these ends together, pass your crochet hook into the front post DC. This is the last one, so make sure you pick it as well, and then you pass your rope through the DCs. Yeah, that's how to do that. So continue passing your rope. We've successfully passed the ropes, but here you can see this rope is shorter than the other one, so you are going to adjust it to make it of the same length or almost the same length. Yeah. Finally, weave in your ends. In case you've not yet done that, weave in your ends and trim it. And that's that about this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tutorials.